Hey Google, turn on CPU 2.
Got it. Turning on CPU 2.
Hey Google, turn on CPU 1. Hey Google, turn on CPU 1. Hey Google, turn on the operations.
Sure. Turning 3 things on.
Okay. Alright, we're back again. Hey, don't let the channel, I know I have a lot of, oh, it's this side of my hair. I have a lot of gaming up. But, you know, we're still doing PC stuff, too. So there's a combination, this channel is going to do everything. It's no sense having a separate channel for PC gaming. It's ridiculous. Okay, as you see on my screen, there's a new update to the quick CPU. So we're going to install it. I ain't clicking on the link because I don't know, it's weird. I clicked on the link on another computer I have and something weird happened. I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but I'm just saying. There's a lot of good bargains going out there. I was in the store today. So you want to say it's coming from Code Bang. Code Banger is the author. Someplace on this page here, he has a link for the download. If your browser does not have protection on here, you better start to protect. I'll teach in another video how to do that if you're using Chrome. Because this video is for this. We're going to talk about this program. With this program, you need Net Framework 4.6.1. That's what it's for. He has it in CPU 32-bit and CPU 64-bit. So the download is all the way down here. Or you can download from here. You get release notes. So what's new? Fixed core riser, fixed sensor, fixed temperature offset, fixed check with duplicate sensors. Highlights from previous. Did it download? Let me move this up a little bit. Okay, looks like it's a zip. I have dual screens, so you're not going to see the second screen. Shoot. All right, so I'll open it up to install it. Don't need it anymore. Okay. I want you to let me know. I want to know how many of you have the iPad, so we can talk about the iPad and how to make it run better. Okay. Do you know there's programs to clean up the memory, or I can show you how to do it? You know. And we got an Android phone. I got two. I have more Android phones. I sold them. This is gonna wow too. I saw a new webcam. What does it say here? I'll have to close it. Exit. So you better shut off the program to install. Sometimes these programs, they'll do it automatically. Like Wise Care, it'll detect itself and shut itself off. You do know that applications that you don't want to call back home, you can use the Windows Defender firewall, and you can go in there and you create a profile, block inbound, block outbound, and save it. You know how to do that, right? If you don't, you know, we can talk about that stuff. So you should learn how to do that. So I can do it all. So that will cut several ties. You know, have applications calling back, some dump ads and all that stuff. That's another way. But when you're setting up Windows 11, it's going to ask you, do you want ads? If you don't want ads, disable it. Don't let it install itself. And if you don't want to do beta testing inside a program, turn on the ink pen stuff. All right, it's finished. Hopefully we don't get disconnected. We don't need this. We don't need that. Is it running? Drop off delete. Task manager. Okay, it's running. Oops. Oh, it has more information. The temperature of the CPU, the GPU temperature. CPU temperature is 105 Fahrenheit. Utilization 93. Well, that's with capture program running in the background too. Clock speed 320 temperature. So the HD, that Radiant HD could do 4K. If I had a 4K device hooked up to it, I should try that. I haven't done it yet. I know it's most of all the accelerated processor. They all can do that. I have another one in the other room. I can't clear no RAM or anything like that because that will shut down the recording program. Maximum is 3.50. Yeah, 3.4. Well, 3.50. I know we got a 5. Remember that? We got a 5 gigahertz. That was weird. So basically, you have a chip divided into 4 cores. You have different sectors in the chip there. Because before you used to have when the Pentium first came out, just a single chip. Then they went with this Exxon. I call it Exxon. It's XEON. Yeah, that was duplicate 2 separate processors. Because you have the Pentium, then you have the Pentium 2, which was a cartridge base, which you would plug in. It was about this big. I used to have those. I don't have. I left those behind. Well, there's no necessary keeping that. Pentium 2, then Pentium 3, same thing, cartridge space. Some of them, the first ones were cartridge space. There's a large cartridge and the plug on the motherboard. That was the CPU. That way they figured it was faster. I don't know. But and then they went back to what we have today, the CPU you see today. But the workstation and the servers, those processors would do more. Even this Silicon Graphics, I used to support that, and Octane company too used to make them. Those were 64-bit. Before everything was 32-bit in graphics, and they said that was the latest technology. Those machines like 10,000. There were SGI on them. Because I used to work where engineers design the F-25 and tested out the prototype there, and the same company that designed all that also built the engines for it too. Yeah. Test labs, I've seen all that. Yeah. But now the company's broken up. That company was Sikorsky. Now Lockheed Martin owns them. They took it away. To go in those places, you needed high security. You couldn't just walk in. I was lucky. I could get into all those places and work. Supporting IT in there for many years. Okay, but anyway, not doing that again. All right, this is updated. I want to show you. While we're here, well, that's it. That's for quick CPU. For those of you who don't know, quick CPU allows you to run your computer at maximum performance. Even though Windows will do it, but you can control it, especially on the Intel processors. It's not parking the cores, but see, by default, and another thing too, it's good for memory. Let me see, it should remember. It's Fahrenheit. I don't do Celsius here, but I know some for Celsius. I don't know the temperatures, exactly. Let me get into the memory. Let me change it up a little different. Remember, you have, okay, so you want to turn this on, memory cleanup. Should be turned on, auto clean the memory, because Windows won't do it. So you have the memory that you put in the computer, the sticks. I call them sticks. Those are your memory. Some of you might have 32. Well, actually 8, 16, 32. Well, actually, it should go 8, 16, 24, 32, 64, 128 gig. Now, remember, Windows 11 will take advantage of I have Windows 11 Pro. Pro will take advantage of the higher memory. All right, so, okay, so I had 32, but I still have the 32, but the problem is the stick is not working, so I have 24. So the physical memory is the 24. Now, it will say, I'll have to clean the memory out, but when it'll say 28. Okay, so but here the committed limit is 26. Okay, so here up here it tells you here 24 gig installed, 26 committed. So it can use virtual, use part of the hard drive, but we don't have a hard drive, we have SSD. So the SSD is quick, right? So it's gonna that basically that is memory. It read and write to the memory core. Read and write, so it's memory. It's not using a hard drive, hard disk, which is slower. So we're almost getting the same kind of performance of memory, based on how fast the SSD is. But it's pretty quick. I haven't seen any degradation in slowness. I wish the GPU was a little bit faster, but I guess the word is beggars can't be choosy. All right, so let me see if that's. I want that to run in the background. Okay. So that's about it. Other than that would be if you don't want to run that, you can get from Wise the Wise Game Booster. The Wise Game Booster is more than that. It can clean up the memory 4 items can be optimized. 16 issues found. So I want to compare with this one, but I can't do it because I have this on. I'd have to have you guys on a different computer, and then I can do it. But it says 16 issues found to optimize. Because not only can it optimize the memory, but it can optimize the whole system. Right? Where the other program is more CPU, RAM memory, optimization, and utilization with the virtual memory. The virtual memory is the hard drive or the SSD memory. Okay, or you might have an EMC, and then the gateway laptop. The gateway laptop uses a BWM. It's a BWin. I looked it up on the Taiwanese websites, and they rated it as a very hard. It's a 64 gig stick. It's pretty fast, comparable to the EMCs. So that's all embedded on the. Everything's embedded on the motherboard or the PC board. That's how they save money. They won't give you an option. Now, if you bought the next model up to this, the 14-inch, then you could put another EMC board in there and increase the storage. Right. That's how they do it. This thing's pretty heavy, right? Now, my company sent me a Dell. I have a Dell laptop here to came brand new because I was like, gee, who sent me a Dell laptop? So it's here. That's heavy too. That's a iCore. I think that's a 5 or 7. They boot up quick. Not latest technology. It's amazing. But that's for business. That's not for here. All right. I am gonna upgrade my system. We're gonna get the latest system. But right now, I can't do it right now. I still need a gaming chair or a captain chair. You know, something for the headrest. I was looking at those. Those are pretty inexpensive. Okay, but anyway, so these are the programs that you can use to clean up your system. Okay, heck, I can write you a script that you can run on your computer, and it'll clean up the IP config cache, flush that out, fix your WinSocket. I do have a program like that to run. I have a script, but sometimes the WinSocket goes bad, it gets corrupted, and you have a lot of problems. Anyway, that's about it. Okay, thanks for watching. And this is just about the quick CPU, and you should get it for your system, and you can get, run your chip at high speed, or you can go minimum. You can regulate it and clean out the RAM and stuff like that automatically and stuff like that. That's what it's for. And there's a lot of other little features too. But most people are just gonna set it to max and run the PC at full speed ahead. Make sure that your CPU in your PC, if you're getting old, get some silver. You can order it online. You would turn off the PC, unplug everything, unscrew the fan. It depends how you have the fan locked on. Unscrew all that. Wipe it down with some, well, you can use rubbing alcohol. Most of them use. And get that old oxide. You might have to scrape off the chip if it's all dried up. Because that oxide, silver oxide, it's only good for maybe 10 years. After 10 years, it depends where you have the machine. In a hot climate, well, it doesn't matter where, that thing gets brittle, and then your CPU temperature rises. You can put the fastest fan, the cooling system is still gonna rise. So you need to change that silver oxide. It's very easy to do. It's a drop, and then it presses and it does the rest. Now, how about the GPU? Well, since the CPU, most processors have it built on. Some processors used to have it separate on the board. Yeah. But some of them, they use some kind of adhesive, so it won't dry out type. Like the Pi, the little Pi, boards. They use those kind of little peel and press things. Alright, hey, thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, I do appreciate it. Bye for now.